follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss along with Pauly Howard. Busy Labor Day edition of the program coming up. A lot to get into, a lot of reaction from the weekend that was here in college football. A lot of look and a lot of discussion on week 2 here, Pauly, with the numbers and some of the line moves that we've had since numbers were posted either late Saturday night or Sunday morning. Today's Major League Baseball card coming up and some great guests as well. Warren Sharp on the program in 90 minutes. We'll get a couple of best bets for him, what he's looking at in week 1 of the National Football League, and Nick Whalen on the show as well. And, of course, the marquee games of the weekend. Everybody was amped to the gills for these top 10 matchups. And I guess last night's game kind of saved the weekend because the previous 2 games I thought were kind of duds. But regardless, Texas and Ohio State, the biggest talking point, obviously, has been about Arch and his poor play in that game. And we'll get to that coming up in a minute. I will point out that, my God, Ohio State lost a ton of guys on defense. Does it even show? Does it matter at all? They are completely loaded on defense. And I think Texas has a defense that's good enough to win the national title. But will Arch Manning and the offense be good enough throughout the entire year?
Yeah.
Nothing happened in the game, but that was kind of the story of the entire weekend.
Yeah, beautiful. Right, great job by Patricia. Sark did a bad job in the red zone. That's his kryptonite. And I don't know if the best quarterback on the field was Arch Manning moving forward. I guess he's got a little Tony Romo in his game with that sidearm stuff, how he slings it and throwing rocket balls like Favre when the receiver's 5 yards away.
Skipping the ball to receivers who are open, but they're 15 yards down the field, missing them by like 8 yards in front of them.
Yes, but this is always the best time of year. Going crazy, one game, overreacting, sky is falling.
Sure.
But I thought Spurrier had the best line about if this guy was so good, why was Ewers the quarterback all year? And then the guy goes in the 7th round of the draft. I mean, I thought that was an interesting point that Spurrier said as well, but he was awful. And you don't panic because the defense is nasty. That is a top defense. They are going to be one of the best, probably the best defense in college football. But what Patricia did and a great game plan that they had as well. And you got to give Day credit too. Look at the last 7 games he's coached and who they've beat, who they've played, and what they've done. So great job by the Buckeyes to get the win, and a lot of things that Arch has to clean up in Sark.
And looking back, it was a lot here. To expect out of Arch to go there in his first game as a starter, week 1, right? You only had like the preseason snaps with your teammates. That's it. That's all we're talking about here. No other games to go by. No other real live action. You have to go all the way back to last year when he was filling in for Ewers. And you're taking on the defending champs. And I get it with the turnover on defense, and Patricia is the new DC. But, I mean, how good is Downs? He might be the best defensive player. He is one of the best players, period, in the entire country. And again, this is Ohio State. They completely reload.
Yep.
And it looked that way. And I actually think the Texas defense looked better.
Yes.
But Arch could do absolutely nothing. And that was my biggest takeaway is that watching him last year, I don't recall him going to and I tweeted this out, like the Dan Quisenberry submarine style.
Very good.
When he's chucking it like that.
I know. It's like a little Romo. Romo-esque. You see it? Yeah?
Oh, it's disgusting.
It's
It
bizarre.
bothered me the entire game.
Uh-huh. I couldn't believe the punt before halftime.
Horrible job out of Sark.
You have that? You have the number 1 defense. It's 4th and 2 in Ohio State territory, and you punt?
All right.
Couldn't believe it.
Now, how
the
about
other
this,
thing, too,
too?
remember, they called him 7-win Sark at Washington for a reason.
Yeah?
That's something else to remember. Remember, he was the OC at Atlanta. Couldn't get Julio Jones the ball
That's
in
right.
the red zone as well. So this guy has, once they get in a red zone, it's all kinds of problems.
Now, how about this, too? Like having a feel for the game, and you can probably expect, like, nothing happened again in the first half. And you're the head coach here. Like, to your point, Pauly, if you go for it there and don't get it, have you not been paying attention to the first half? Like, Ohio State's doing nothing on offense. They can't. Like, Smith was a complete non-factor. What was up with him, by the way, with all the drops to begin the game?
Yeah, there's those even thrown hard. Yeah.
So, but your defense set the tone. Ohio State was not moving the football. And then, we had Paul Stone, professional sports bettor, had a booth yesterday here at Stadium Swim. We're watching games with him and Dan Saley, another pro bettor. And Saley brought up the point, like, I'm just talking about right now, not having a feel for the game. And Dan was saying, kick the field goals in the game.
Yeah.
If you're down 7-6, then it's 14-6. You score a touchdown, you go for 2. The game is tied.
Good job. We've swung too much in the other direction. You're allowed to kick field goals, and it's okay.
Well, especially when you have to have a sense for the game is it's all defense. Yeah. And potentially here, nothing's going to happen by either offense. So, I don't know. That was just perplexing to me. And I said on the show on Friday, I wanted him to go scorched earth for the reaction, like 30 of 37 for a zillion yards and like 4 touchdowns, and Texas wins the game going away. It was the exact opposite. And I think it was College Football on Fox, a Twitter account, sent out like a 2-minute video, and the Reds just walked off the Blue Jays 5-4.
What a horrible loss. Day. What a horrible loss. What was the total in that game? Because that was 2-1 in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
Did that go over? Why can't I find it?
Well, it was Hunter Green going today, so that tells me that the total definitely was...
lost, yeah. Oh, my God. That was 2-1 in the 9th inning. The total was 8.
And the Blue Jays took a 4-2 lead. Bichette hit a home run.
Oh, my God.
They added one on top of that, and then their closer comes. It had to be Hoffman, right?
Good luck. Yeah, good luck.
Oh,
baseball
boy.
Again. The beats this week in baseball. Give me a break. Oh, that's a bad loss.
Well, especially if the Red Sox, at last check, they were winning 5-3. If they win that game, they're going to be, 2.5 back? And the Yankees are, they were 3 back going into today's action of the Blue Jays. Yeah. That's again, Paul, the whiskey and a revolver here.
Yep.
If you have the Reds in this game, had them, I should say, right? You're up 2-1, cruising along the whole time. Blue Jays are doing nothing. Oh, there goes the lead. And all of a sudden they come back and they won in the 9th.
Yeah, Bichette goes deep and they hit another home run. So 2-1 became 4-2, and then they give it back, and the Reds get 3 in the bottom of the 9th. And that's big because the Mets, last check, were up big on Detroit. Yeah, 10-8 in the 9th.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Jeff Seeley asked me this question on Sunday. If LSU played Texas on a neutral this week, what would you make the number? I told him pick him, and that's exactly what he said.
Well, I was pleasantly surprised by LSU's defense, and the offensive line held up and did a great job. But if you're Clemson, how do you go scoreless in the second half at home? Mm-hmm. And it goes back to this, the game has passed Dabo by. And it's been what Dan Orlovsky and all these people have said for a long time. The scheme sucks. So you can have your Watsons and your Lawrences and your great quarterbacks, but since Lawrence left, they're averaging 3.5 losses per season, and they got a big one coming up against Georgia Tech, and suddenly that's a tough schedule. So that LSU couldn't stop anything the last couple years, and you get shut out in the second half at home? Terrible job. And that's a bad job by Dabo and everyone involved, too. So full marks to Kelly and LSU for winning that. I have no idea to answer your question, but that's why it's tough this early in the season about what you do. But I do know this, and moving forward, and I would say the same thing tonight. In these big games, you got to bet unders because it's conservative. The defenses are definitely ahead of the offenses, and you don't want to make a mistake early. And how many screen passes do I have to see?
I almost vomited
I'm
last
stealing
night.
your thunder here, but I mean that's ridiculous with these quick passes and these 3-yard dump-offs every other play.
I think I heard a stat last night. This is during the game, folks. This is Miami Notre Dame. I think it was the first 25 pass plays combined, 13 were bubble screens.
Oh, God.
Is that good football?
Yeah.
Is that what the game's really going to turn into?
I don't get it.
So
it was like that. Look, come on. You have 2 Heisman favorites in that game, and no one could. The total was 57.
Yeah.
And it's a rocking chair winner.
And offenses did
never
nothing.
in doubt. Yeah, right.
No, the kid that
But it's also conservative play calling, though, too.
It was.
These guys can sling it. Everything's short.
So, unfortunately, I bet a kid for Clemson to go over his receptions. He was hurt on the second series of the game. And Klubnik was asked about that after the game, and he said the kid filling in for him actually did a pretty good job. He just couldn't get him the ball. But I wonder, I'm not going to say that the game completely flipped after that kid got hurt, but he was supposed to be a big part of the game plan. They were game planning and designing a bunch of stuff for him leading into the game. I bet him over 5.5 based on that intel, and he gets hurt in the second series. And then suddenly, they couldn't run the football. Forget it. It was really, really difficult to watch. And Klubnik, like you said, 50% with the passes and no threat whatsoever with the explosive passing game. And then in the other one on Saturday, that was no fluke with what FSU did to Alabama. I think if they played again this weekend, FSU would probably do the same thing to them. And look, more on this coming up a little bit later on. We're going to get into, I don't want to overreact, but in 20 minutes, so we have the good, the bad, and the ugly on the program as well. I will just say this. Nick Saban is a very smart man. He got out at the exact right time.
Yep.
He knew the writing was on the wall.
Yep.
That, for 15 years, he had the most talented team in the country, or one of them, and he had the best two deep at every single position. NIL, transfer portal, he's like, good enough for me. See you later.
Yep.
And good luck to Kalen DeBoer.
Sure. That's my favorite stat of the weekend. Since 2007, when Alabama's been favored by 2 touchdowns or more, Saban was 131-2. DeBoer's 4-4. It's incredible. No flick. It's soft. Line up and run on him all day. The best quote of the weekend may have been from an Alabama player, too. The sideline is a living, breathing organism. There's it's the negativity. And it's just like we don't have the belief. DeBoer talked about it today. About just getting down and we can't. Where's the effort?
He said he criticized the lack of effort.
Can you believe that?
It's week 1.
Can you believe that? I know. This stuff never happened under Saban. But I said it's over when Saban retired. I just think it wasn't going to happen this quickly. I can't believe it. And the other thing too, our buddy Pat Forty nailed it. I mean, strength of schedule is a metric. Okay, win some games.
Sure.
I don't want to do this again with Alabama when they're 8-4. I don't want to do this.
No.
It's enough already. You got to win games.
Totally agree.
And you're losing by 14 points on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. And again, to emphasize that one more time, that was not a fluke.
No.
Absolutely not.
No, and Castellanos called his shot.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's got the T-shirts out.
Up next, adjustments to power ratings, week 2 line moves, and Hoodie makes his UNC debut as a home dog to TCU coming up tonight.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Thanks for watching the program today on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM channel 158, or any of the great terrestrial radio stations where you can find VSiN coast to coast. All right, so we'll get into the TCU and the North Carolina game coming up here in a few moments. You're telling me that in win some, lose some in 30 minutes, Pauly, you're going to run down maybe one of the worst beats you've ever seen?
On the field and off the field, yes.
Is it going to be on the list at the end of the year? It's that bad?
No, because I don't know. I think we're just going to see some crazy stuff from a total standpoint, maybe a Hail Mary or something like that, or blowing a lead. It's how it happened. It's the situation that unfolded in order for the team to get through what happened with the shenanigans. Yeah,
very good. Adam Burke here on the network does a great job with the website, vsin.com, with the betting guides as well. And every single week, for those of you who don't do like power ratings, it's a great tool to have on board to help you maybe guide through an entire year with power ratings. And he does his own, and not everybody will have the same power ratings. And that's the beauty of this racket, right? But he will send out his adjustments and then immediate reactions to, okay, that number I think is too high. I got to bet that game, etc. So some of his adjustments that he has on the website right now, available at vsin.com. He moved up, this goes back to last week, but he moved up South Florida 3 points, and their schedule is an absolute bear. He dinged Boise State 4.5 points. How about Boise State and then what was that from San Jose State this weekend?
Atrocious. I watched the whole game. I had Central Michigan in play. Their coach is very conservative, likes to run 3rd and long, almost cost them. But San Jose State was sloppy. Two touchdown favorite at home. Horrible display. Pathetic. And I like what the Bears said, Chris Felica, his strongest comment of the weekend. The playoff will come from the American Athletic Conference, whoever wins it. When you see what's going on with the Mountain West, how bad it's been.
It's my takeaway.
Yeah, that's strong.
Said on Friday that I like Memphis. That was my team I wanted to go with. Now, here's another one, too, to consider. You can bet this at certain books. Just to make the conference title game, prediction here. There is going to be a serious long shot from the Mountain West Conference just to make the title game.
I agree.
I don't know who it is. I don't know where it's coming from.
Yep.
But at the end of the year, we're going to see people who had tickets at 40-1, 80-1, whatever the number might be.
I see you. I raise you. The Heisman Trophy winner will be a long shot.
Okay. That's totally fair.
Look what's happened already. The guys playing like crap, teams losing. Yep. Hello, Dampier. People got Dampier. That might have been the best performance of the weekend. All 3 phases, what Utah did. I don't want to get sucked in because they've got us before. But to have I know, a year late. But to have Dampier, was he awesome. Oh, God, 80 yards rushing, 200 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. That's what that team needed, and he was phenomenal. Now, UCLA might be trash, but it was a great performance by Whittingham and company.
Yeah, and Adam Burke, he raised Utah 4 points, and he knocked UCLA 4. That was total domination.
Yeah.
You lost this game. Sorry to bring it up, but Auburn and Baylor.
Yeah, the defense was horrendous.
Terrible.
I mean, put a spy on Jackson Arnold. What, he's going to take off and run every play?
They got whatever they wanted.
Yeah, they looked good offensively, and Robertson was great, but that was just a pathetic performance defensively by Baylor. So, and now guess what? They play SMU.
That's right.
On the road, so it could be looking at 0-2. Bad job defensively. Terrible.
Would you have any interest in buying in on Baylor here in week 2, even though they just got you?
No.
All right. Adam raised Florida State 5 points. This is the biggest faller of the weekend from all the numbers that I noticed from Adam Burke. He knocked Alabama 6 points. I think you got to knock him a good touchdown.
Yeah.
A 13.5, 14-point favorite, and that's how you played? Now, I asked the question on Twitter again, is FSU way better than we thought, Bama way worse, or DeBoer just completely overmatched? Which one is it?
Probably the DeBoer's overmatched and just not the issues defensively and not being tough, and you can just line up and run on them. I mean, Castellanos was nothing special at BC. That he calls you out. Saban won't help you.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty with the rushing yard prop.
You're right about that. But that team won 2 games last year. So that I would say, again, this guy's in over his head, and you don't want to be the guy that follows the guy. But the NIL has leveled the playing field. All the talent spread out. I mean, it was too easy what they did.
I'm very intrigued after 1 week with the ACC now. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
Cal +3. They were really good over the weekend.
That quarterback is awesome.
Very good.
I have no chance of saying his name, but the quarterback is awesome, and that move was correct. A lot of these moves were way off. That one was right, and that was a good in-play game as well. Cal was much the best. That kid's got a rocket for an arm. It was 14-0 early. They went off the favorite. He was great, and they're going to get somebody this year as well. Good win for Cal. The money was right there on that move.
All right, so assuming here that he is going to be a player this year, and he looked great, and Stormy, the show before us, Money Moves, Stormy and JVT, they talked about that game a lot. Stormy was on it over the weekend, and they said his name because she had to be on the broadcast. And JVT went through it, and he was saying the name like 1,000 miles an hour today, because you're right. It's impossible to say. It's like 19 syllables, but the kid is awesome. And then Wilcox is a really good defensive guy. So if you can maybe combine that and give him a quarterback who can play like this, maybe watch out. Adam Burke raised Miami 2 points. Is that enough?
Man, Miami's back. Defense looked great. Love the new defensive coordinator. Unleash hell. Send everybody. Loved it. Pass rush. Good job. Couple breakdowns. Okay, bad job. Carr looked good. Very good performance by Carr to come back in that game.
Yeah.
But Beck, again, some of the stuff is too short, but they have a ton of weapons. I know we got our problems with Cristobal again. I mean, what was that conservative settling for a field goal? They still got a minute left.
He's trying to give the game away.
I know. He got bailed out again.
Run.
I know, but big win. I know they have a tough schedule, but this is just absolute madness when you look at the playoff odds, because there's going to be a lot of losses here, I think, for all these teams, because everyone plays one another and the schedules are so difficult. But Notre Dame's going to be a playoff team, and Miami is definitely back in terms of being year in, year out, top 15 program. They're going to get dudes because they're going to spend money.
And I got to tip my cap to Carson Beck, and he got a lot of help from the receiver. I mean, that catch last night might be the catch of the year when it's all said and done.
Yes.
I mean, it was so good, and that did not happen a lot. I mean, his receivers let him down quite a bit last year at Georgia.
Yep.
And so he was good in that moment last night, and that was a fun game to watch. Adam Burke, he dropped San Jose State 3 points, Army 3, Middle Tennessee 5 points. They lost to Austin P 34-14. PU.
Yeah, and Army beat themselves. 3 straight turnovers.
That's right.
Big dog there. What do you think tonight for the Fighting Lombardis?
Well,
they can get it done.
The total's dropping here like a rock.
It should. Look at all these unders in these big games.
I know.
And coming out, we're going to go first quarter under, first half under, sure. So wait, look at the big games. Look at nothing happened in the Texas game. Nothing happened for the first half of the Miami game. Nothing happened in the South Carolina game.
Nothing happened in the
Clemson game, right? Go under here tonight again. And we'll see here. I would think Belichick comes out, run the ball, conservative. I like Lopez, the quarterback, rushing yards over.
Okay.
And we'll see what he has defensively. It's a brand new team, 6-7 last year. and you bring in all these kids through the portal, and we'll see what Hoodie does. It's tough to evaluate Carolina based on year one, but you have the greatest coach in history of football going against TCU, and TCU's quarterback solid with Hoover and a 9-win team. So, but a lot of these moves have been way off, way off. You know, how about the App State game? I mean, some of them, a couple got there, but some of these moves have been going down in spectacular fashion. And this was Carolina 3 in the summer, and now you're seeing TCU 3.5.
That's right. And the total all the way down to 54 here at Circa and a couple of other books as well. Hoover did have 27 touchdowns last year passing, tied for third in the Big 12. He's really good. He also, this is per Pro Football Focus, he loves to attack the middle of the field. He led all Power 4 quarterbacks with 166 targets to the middle third of the field last year, and he had a grade of 91.5. The Tar Heels ranked 79th in Pro Football Focus coverage in that part of the field. They're bringing in new safeties to help out with that. And with Washington last year, the Huskies, Steve Belichick, the DC, they were far better at defending the middle of the field a season ago than North Carolina was. So that's going to have to be a point of emphasis. And, you know, on top of Lopez, probably running quite a bit tonight, comes in from South Alabama. They lost Hampton, first-round pick. He's like skyrocketing, has been now for weeks, up fantasy boards. He was their leading rusher and third leading receiver. The top 2 pass receivers are also gone. And TCU's secondary is really, really good. Their safety, Bud Clark, led the entire FBS at that position with a 90.1 coverage grade a year ago. And Sonny Dykes, 12-1 straight up, 8-4-1 ATS is a favorite of 3.5 to 10 points with TCU. He thrives in these spots.
Good numbers. Wait's over. College football's kicked off. NFL starts Thursday. Lock in your edge with VSiN Pro. Sign up today. Get both guides. Your playbook for the entire season. That's just the start. The morning email from Bill 80. Every best bet, every host, every guest. DraftKings and Circa betting splits. Updated in real time. The dog videos, the replays on the Watch app. Advanced analytics and betting tools. You'll love the prop analyzer as well. $9.99 get started. Save 50% off with the annual plan. VSiN.com/subscribe now. VSiN.com/subscribe. Go get it.
Full games, most of them anyway, with nothing happening. How about the first quarter and a look at the first half as well? I mean, like the points that were not scored in the first quarter alone in a lot of these games.
One of my favorite props, which is hard to find, is no score first 5 minutes.
Yeah, right.
That I love.
You
That's
also like, did you look, can you find this in college, like largest lead of the game? Maybe
yeah,
only
you can
big
find
games.
that. Yeah, yes, yes.
The head coach at one of the premier programs in the country can start packing his bags. I don't want to overreact, but is up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. It is Follow the Money. We're live in Vegas here on VSiN, Circa Resort and Casino. Time now for I don't want to overreact, but look, I mean, it's been going on now for basically 48 hours. The hot takes, right? The guns ablazing towards Arch Manning. Yes, clearly he did not look good. He looked horrible. In fact, I will say this: I believe that he's going to get better every single week. But the current form here, he's not close to being ready to leading this team to a national title. He might be by the end of the year. But what I saw, and I get it, Ohio State's defense is really good. I want to call him, Paul, remember growing up, you would get to like go to a pond or go to a lake, and you would, as a young kid, you'd go and try to find like that perfect rock that was small and narrow, and it was the perfect rock that you could skip. And you'd want to, I can skip this thing like 7, 8, 10 times. He's a rock skipper. That should be his nickname.
That's good.
Rock Skippin' Arch Manning is what I'm going to start calling him. I was blown away at the submarine style, the sidearm, and how not even close he was with the passes. The inaccuracy was just like startling to me. But I'll hold out and say that he's going to, clearly that's going to change, and he's going to get a lot better. If not, he's the most overhyped prospect we've ever seen. How about some of these numbers? Alabama has lost its last 3 games outright when favored by 13-plus points. You said this earlier. Since 2007, games Bama favored by at least 14 points. Saban 131-2, DeBoer 4-4. Alabama is 5-5 in their last 10 games. They have lost 5 of 6 games away from home.
I can't believe these tweets.
Oh, it's just...
They were just coming in nonstop after the loss. I can't get enough of them. What Saban did, and then we look at what DeBoer's done in 14 games. It's crazy.
Their schedule coming up for the rest of the year: at Georgia, at Missouri, Tennessee, at South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, and then the Iron Bowl. I don't want to overreact, but Kalen DeBoer, he can start packing his bags. He is not long for this job. It was going to be nearly impossible to follow the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, as first segment here of the show, Saban's no dummy. Writing was on the wall. Here comes NIL. Here comes a transfer portal. Okay, that's it for me. I'm going to leave on a high note. When
you're talking about effort and being soft, that's the game changer. And that is just something Alabama fans aren't used to.
Mm-hmm.
And the one tweet was there's consistent stuff here on the tape that's absolutely foreign to Alabama football. Yeah.
That's jarring because, again, think about that. Since Saban took over in, 2007, do you ever recall that happening, really, with a team? They maybe had an off game here or there, but lack of effort, that was not going to last for more than like a quarter or for a half. He's going to get their attention. So look at how these teams struggled in the top 10. Again, Ohio State, tons of talent. I don't know what the offense is going to be like this year. Clemson looked terrible. Alabama, they were basically no good. Again, no fluke against Florida State. A lot of the teams in the top 10, eesh, boy, a lot to be desired. Penn State was my number 1 team going into the season. Loaded. If Franklin doesn't, I don't want to overreact. If he doesn't win it this year, he's never going to win it. Georgia, they looked really good against Marshall, didn't cover, but I still have my questions about that team this year. Among them, Penn State's the number 1 team in the country. They got the most talent, but again, going back to how does the head coach possibly screw it up? He is, he's created ways to lose games in the past. That can't be a thing this year. I don't want to overreact, but were we a year too soon on Utah? And am I a year too late on Arizona State? Because they won the Big 12 last year. I was not on them. I bet them this year 300-1 to win the national title. And we had Utah every which way but loose last year, winning the Big 12, making the playoffs, winning the national title. Never happened, completely disappointed. They outgained UCLA 492 to 220. They had 286 on the ground. 30 to 14 first downs. Now they get Texas Tech at home in 3 weeks. Arizona at home 2 weeks after that. They do have to play at BYU and at Baylor. They also get Colorado, Cincy, and K-State at home. 1 game in. Again, I don't want to overreact. That was something else by Utah.
Damn right.
And I don't...
Pleasure to watch.
I don't want to overreact. I am not a Dabo Swinney guy. I haven't been for a long time. I already regret having futures on Clemson.
Oh! Okay, the rule of the segment is you can't argue about that. Wow. Come on.
And my own...
You can't be serious.
My futures, I have plenty of them on this team to win the ACC. That's the one that I'm talking about.
That's strong.
I never bit on them winning the national title, Klubnik winning the Heisman, or I wasn't laying $2 for them to make the playoffs.
Wow. All right.
Well, that was, again, LSU might be really, really good.
That's mine. I don't want to overreact, but how good of a coach is this guy? When you strip away all the great talent at quarterback and the factor in you've lost on average 3.5 games now since Lawrence left, and you get shut out at home. Again, where's the scheme? Draw something up. LSU hasn't been able to stop anything for years. They look like the 85 Bears out there. That's a terrible job. The other thing, too, enough with the pomp and circumstance with the stupid entrance. Put the locker room on the same side where they come down the hill. So I don't have to sit there for 10 minutes and watch them drive around in a stupid bus.
Yep.
Come on. Oh, tradition. Common sense. Put the locker room on the other side. That's stupid. The other thing, Miami's back. Now, I'm not talking about winning national championships. Again, great to see Jimmy Johnson last night. And what Cristobal said after the game, when that stadium is rocking and full, and that's 7 straight trips now Notre Dame's lost there, it's college football is awesome when the big boys are great and dominant, and we need Miami back, and they are back. They almost made the playoff last year. They should have if they had any kind of a defense. But I'm talking year in, year out, top 15 program, good quarterbacks, good talent, spend the money, NIL. Miami is back.
Well, don't we put Miami in the same conversation as kind of Penn State? And not to the same extent, because Franklin's been at Penn State for a lot longer, and his teams have, suffered, far more heartbreaking losses. But
are you saying expanded playoff and
I'm saying
and talent spread out, it helps them?
Well, that is certainly, I think, going to be the case, and they're always going to bring in tons of talent. Here's the one thing about Cristobal. I mean, he can recruit with the best of them. Well, but Penn State always has loaded teams, too. It's just the fact that I can't really rely on that guy to win big games.
Yeah.
And last night, again, it almost got away from him a little bit there, and you got to hold your breath when you have a ticket on a Miami team coached by him.
Yep.
But to your point, Paul, they're rock stars down there, and you got to love seeing it. I love it when they're good and they talk trash.
That's right.
The team and the fans. I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Very good. I don't want to overreact, but a bomb's going to win the Heisman Trophy. I definitely think that's in play. Arch was awful. How bad Klubnik looked. Even though LSU won, Nussmeier struggled. The move on Mateer, okay. I like the guy, but come on. Let's see what he does against Michigan here. That's why it's so great early on. And Beck looked good also, but his odds before the week 1 game, he was 16-1, which is crazy. But the numbers that Dampier could put up, or what Retzlaff did for Tulane, he looked great. I think because you're going to see all these teams with so many losses that the door could be open for a long shot to win the Heisman. And we just saw it today. Good for her. Osaka's back as well. Destroyed Coco Gauff. And I know she stepped away with, what happened, issues in her personal life, and also had a kid. But the other thing is Coco struggling with her serve and breaking down, having a meltdown during the match. She took her out, no problem. And she returns to the quarterfinals as well. So you're talking about a gal who's 4-0 in major finals, and she's going to be a threat here. And it's good to see her back as well, as she beat Coco, no problem. Fake cappers are everywhere, lying about their records and scamming bettors. For the first time, there's a real solution with Juice Reel, the trusted marketplace for buying and selling picks with total transparency. On the Juice Reel app, every seller syncs their sportsbook account, so their full betting history is imported directly from the books. No screenshots, no fake records, no hype, just facts. The only way to sell picks is to prove you can win, and the only picks you buy are from verified bettors with real results. The days of inflated profit claims are over on Juice Reel. You can tail proven winners or get paid when others tail you. Download Juice Reel today. REEL, Juice Reel. Go get it.
So, and Luke, our producer, is a huge tennis guy. Do I have this right? Is it possible to get a semifinals on the women's side with Sabalenka taking on Pegula and Osaka taking on Swiatek?
I believe that's right.
I think that's the way the bracket breaks.
That's fire.
Okay, now that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only way that you could ask for anything better would be for Coco to be there instead of one of them.
I know. Yeah, she just did a good interview about how much it means to be back in this spot.
Oh, Osaka's always been great as an interview. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, right. And you're looking at the possible Alcaraz Joker semis as well. But that's a great draw if it breaks that way for the women.
They honestly, that's pretty much the best thing that they could potentially ask for here. You're really into this, huh?
Big time, yeah. It's been fun.
Did you have Osaka in play?
I'm doing
today?
well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I laid $2. I laid $3. I bet her before the match, plus money. Absolutely. It is fascinating to watch tennis in play. The swings.
Oh, my, it's unreal.
And it went back to last Sunday when the Medvedev match was going on. It's like, how's this guy $5 to win?
I want you to simmer on this for a second. Is Pegula worth a bet at like 12-1 to win it? Or is she up against it? Win, lose up next. Line moves, landing spots. And Pauly told me one of the worst beats he's ever seen. Details coming up next.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Yeah, baby. It's great to be back. Tarleton State plus 440 on the money line. Win in overtime, back-to-back-to-back turnovers for Army. Central Michigan plus 475. Shock San Jose State. Florida State plus 440. Rice plus 330. Austin Peay plus 330. No problems against Middle Tennessee. Georgia Tech, Colorado under 57.5 down to 51. Arizona ice cream 10.5 up to 16. Pounded Hawaii 40-6. Utah, 3.5 up to 6.5. Ice cream as well. Rocky Road, eat it up. Rice plus 14.5 down to 10. And the under, 51.5 to 47. Notre Dame, Miami under, 55. There were some 50.5s out there. Oh, doctor. What a landing spot.
Can you believe how the game exploded in the second half?
No, I couldn't. No. That's a tough one. Everyone should have won. App State under, 53.5 down to 49. Throwing the ball with 2 minutes left, up big? What was that? UTSA, Texas A&M over, 56.5 up to 59.5. Cal plus 1.5 to -3. Buried the Beavers. Texas, Ohio State under, 50 down to 46.5. No sweat. Temple plus 1.5 to -2.5. Routed UMass. Georgia, Marshall under, 55.5 down to 51. Fell 52. Friday, it happened again. Team to score 15 runs in a game, 6-1. Mets, 22-plus runs in a game combined, plus 550.
Anybody shut out?
Cash that, of course, every day. Did it happen today? Yes, happened again today. Marlins got shut out. It happens every single day. I can't believe it. Subscribe, be part of the team, vsin.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos. At Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram, send them in. We'll put you on. I love this. This is a win some and a lose some. Look at the Uber Eats. Oh, the squirrel's got the McDonald's. He breaks in. Get the French fry. The driver dropped it off in front, and the squirrel, sneak attack Pearl Harbor job, comes in. He's got the French fry. He punched a hole in the bag.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Look at him. Had he play?
So he went right in through the middle of the bag.
Yeah, he came in. Yeah.
Okay.
Side door. Look
He's a
at
squirrel.
him.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
I can't believe it. Oh, I got to put that up. Send that to me, Luke. That's going on Instagram. That is phenomenal. And this one, too.
How pissed off would you be, by the way?
I got to give him credit.
Oh, come on.
The
No, you
squirrel,
wouldn't.
I'd give him credit. I'd give him a low 5.
Yeah, I think
hey,
you'd go get your BB gun and shoot him.
Oh, no, come on. I welcome him in. They bring some good pocket awareness to the household. How about this? This is like me when back in the day. Look at the dog. The dog loves cookies. And he sits in front of the oven and just stares. Is it ready? Are they done yet? Can I get in? Looking over at the human. Can I get some? There you go. Treats now. There you go. Little snack. Mesmerized by the oven and the cookies.
Let's be honest here. Who's not a sucker for cookies?
Oh, sure. Whatever she's got going. Absolutely. He loves it. Can't get enough. Lose some. Tech, South Carolina over. 45.5 up to 52. No good. Washington, 18 up to 23. Temple, UMass under. 52.5 down to 48. No good. Charlotte, plum 8.5 down to 3. Routed at home by App State. Sam Houston State, 13.5 down to 9. Lost by 3 scores to UNLV. San Jose State, 10.5 up to 14.5. Lost the game. Tennessee, Syracuse under. 55.5 down to 51.5. That game was obscene. All the points. Florida Atlantic, 17.5 down to 12. Routed by Maryland. Also no good. Bad for the books. Penn State, Nevada under. 60.5 down to 55.5. Fell 57. Michigan, New Mexico under. 52.5 down to 49. Fell 51. Some bad beats. Just happened. Blue Jays, Reds under 8. 2-1, top of the 9th. Bichette goes deep. I think there were 2 outs. They hit another run. Added another run. Reds walk it off 5-4. North Dakota money line. 22-1. You just needed 1 stop or a first down. They had the ball with 2 minutes. Up 4. K-State got a stop and then went down the length. Went 80 yards in less than 2 minutes.
You know what's interesting about that game is that a lot of people made the case that after Farmageddon in Dublin, the letdown spot was for Iowa State because they won the game. Well, Iowa State came out this past weekend and dominated again. How about the letdown spot for K-State? Nobody brought that up.
That's true. They had nothing. Should have lost the game.
Yeah.
Taylor Townsend yesterday. This wasn't on at Stadium Swim till the end. I was betting the other gal in play, but I didn't see. Taylor Townsend, I was rooting for. She had triple match point. Her opponent was 12-1 in play. She failed to convert on 8 match points. She lost the second set tiebreaker, I think 15-13. But the story on her is, in the past has been conditioning, and then she wore down in the third set, and then she was just demoralized and imploded. It was 6-3.
Wow.
To win, she had triple match point. And she couldn't close it out, and she had 8 match points in that second set tiebreaker and the gal was 12-1 in play. And then once she lost that set, it was ball game.
Remember, that's what Sinner had Alcaraz
Yes.
down in the French Open Championship match.
Yes.
Triple match point, and somehow he gave that up and he lost.
Yep. I got 2 for you, buddy. I was on this and I was watching it. Michigan State from 17.5 up to 23. 23-0 against Western Michigan. They have the ball with 2:30 left. Now, before this, Western Michigan punts 4th and 10 from midfield. Down 23 rip. Okay? You're waving the flag at that point.
No doubt.
He punts 4th and 10 from midfield. And he starts calling his timeouts on defense. That makes no sense. I couldn't believe it. So then it's 3rd and 4. They got a backup quarterback in the game. They throw the ball.
Sparty does, yeah.
Pick 6. Because Michigan State Western Michigan could not move the ball. They had one drive deep in the Michigan State territory the whole game. That's it. They weren't scoring.
Right.
So you're waving the flag when you punt 4th and 10 from midfield with 2 minutes left. And then it's 3rd and... Why are you calling timeouts?
But then why the timeouts?
Right. But then why do you throw the ball?
Sure. Just get out of
Just
there.
run the ball. He throws a pick 6.
That's where...
It comes 23-6.
Game's over. Don't get anybody injured. Don't do anything stupid. Nope. We're going to throw the football. Because I don't like that this guy called timeouts.
Yep. For the line move, Sharp Play's already there. They don't just follow the market. They help move it. You're not going to outsmart billion-dollar books of full-time Sharps on your own. With the Sharp Plays, you don't have to. Powered by advanced AI, plugged into trusted insider sources. They deliver the edge serious bettors use every day. Free reports, alerts, market moving insights sent straight to your inbox or X feed. Jeff and the crew have been doing it since 2011. Documented results, public logs, transparent receipts. SharpPlays.com, trusted by the pros, watched by the books. Visit SharpPlays.com. Stay ahead of the line. I got permission. It's okay to tell this stories as well. We know a guy yesterday, our friend. His girlfriend's daughter was arrested. Her friend bought a candy bar with, a pot candy bar.
Okay.
And
try to get it on the plane?
They were driving home, and then she dropped the friend off, but the friend forgot the candy bar in her car, and she didn't know it. And then the cop pulled her over for tinted windows, and he found the candy bar.
He searched the car?
And she went to jail for the night. 2 years probation. For the candy bar.
Wait, so
it wasn't even hers. I go, that's the dumbest thing. Kid, this is outrageous.
She bought the candy bar in a different state.
Right. Yes.
Where? Here?
No.
Is it okay?
No.
But then they got back home, obviously not legal in that state. And then
and they live right by Wisconsin-Iowa border. She was pulled over in Iowa. She had to call her mom to get her the next day, but because she lives in Iowa, she lives in Wisconsin, she was in Iowa. She had to spend the night in jail. And then she got 2 years probation for the stupid candy bar that wasn't even hers, that her friend left in the car.
And there's nothing the friend can do.
No.
She can't, even if she steps up and says, not her candy bar, it was my mistake, that's my candy bar, that's my pot, give it to me. She couldn't even do it. It'd be too late, right? Like, they're not going to go out and say, oh, yeah, hold on, we got that one wrong. We're going to draw a line through everything that we just gave her, and now she's going to be good to go. You, Missy, come with us. You're going to go to jail now. Right. And you get the 2 years probation.
It's 11 o'clock at night. She was pulled over for tinted windows.
So that's enough for the cop to search the car?
I don't know.
Boy, that seems like a big reach to me. I don't know the laws like that, but I mean...
Can you believe it?
No, I can't.
That's the sickest thing. I mean, okay, it's a candy bar. All right. What? It's not even hers. 2 years probation.
Are they still friends?
2 years
Actually,
probation.
You can't really blame the friend. She forgot it in the car.
Wow, that's... Then they went out on a fishing trip, and the sister...
Pushed her in the lake?
No, the sister had a sweatshirt on, took the sweatshirt off, and had a T-shirt of her mugshot on the T-shirt.
Oh, my God. Now they're trash talking.
I know.
I respect it even more now. It's good.
Good people, huh?
Yeah.
Good people. That's a party.
My people right there.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
You brought up the Heisman movement earlier. Our fearless leader here at the network, Bill 80, in the VSiN Daily on Sunday, said Heisman talk is tedious to him. I agree. I think there's way too much Heisman talk. That said, I'll give you two names to watch.
Okay.
Simmons, this kid from Ole Miss.
Okay.
He'll put up great numbers. And also Reed at Texas A&M. You want a bomb? Those guys are like 35 or 40 to 1. Today's Labor Day. MLB games in action. 3 more games to bet on coming up tonight. This game has runs galore written all over it. Find out which one next.